Hello everyone, welcome back to Professor Rocio's channel. In all seriousness, on today's video, I will be teaching you guys how to cut your crease, not one way, not two ways, but three. I had some shit on my nails. A lot of you guys always ask me, why do you leave like when I cut my crease out of the video? And the reason being is because it's like really long. So on today's video, you guys will be seeing how I cut my crease like real time. This video is gonna be lengthy. You guys said you guys like longer videos, which makes me happy. Well, not really, because then it takes me forever to edit, but that's besides the point. Okay, that's just because I'm being lazy, but I'm really glad that you guys like longer videos. I will be linking all of the palettes that I used. I didn't focus on the palettes. I didn't focus on like the shadows. I focused on cutting the crease. That's what I really wanted to show you guys how to do. So I didn't mention like the palettes I was using, but I will put them in the description down below, I swear to you. So yeah, let me stop talking, let me stop rambling, and we'll get right into the video. All right guys, so before I get into the looks, I want to go over the tools that I use and the base that I use as well. There's 4 brushes that I really love to use to cut my crease. First one is the Makeupshack T72. You guys can use my code Rocio for 20% off. It's supposed to be a shadow brush, a flat shadow brush, but to me it's like you could use it obviously for shadow, but I like using it to cut my crease because it's very firm. It's not a flimsy brush. For me, I feel like firm brushes are best to cut the crease, get you like a really nice crisp cut crease. So this is personally my favorite brush to use, and it's usually the one that I use the most. Now the second brush is a very small brush. It's actually supposed to be a lip brush. It's the Makeupshack T57 brush. You guys can see that it's really tiny, and this one I will use when I do like that butterfly type of cut crease, because it's very tiny, and I also like to like basically stamp my concealer on and cut my crease, if that makes sense. You guys will obviously see right now when I start doing the looks, but this is one of my favorite brushes. I also use it to clean up my brow. So yeah. Now the third look is one of my favorite brushes, and I've had this one for like 2 years straight. This is a art brush from the craft store from Michael's, and the brand is called Loft, and it's in 0. This is just like a small detailed liner brush, and what I do with this one specifically is when I am cutting my crease and I want more precision and I want like a really nice clean cut look. I don't like when the concealer is like, I don't know, it just, I like a really straight line. So I will go in with this one to give myself a more detailed and a precise cut. Now the next brush that I've been using lately is actually brand new, that I got from, I believe this one came in the James Charles brush set, I'm not sure, but it's Morphe's M250-1. That's what it says on here, and it's another liner brush, but I like this one more than the Artist Loft one just because it's thicker. So I just do the stamping motions onto my crease to get a precise cut crease or halo eye or the little butterfly look that you guys will see right now. Now moving on to my favorite primer, which is the Plouise base. If you guys have watched any of my videos, you guys would know that this is the one that I use the most. To me, the reason why I like this one so much more than any like concealer or any eye primer is because of the consistency of it. It's not a watery like type of base. It's more so creamy, and it kind of like dries down a little bit. Like it's like in the middle, okay? It's not like super drying, but it's also not like super watery. I just feel like my shadows stick onto this the most, but they still blend out. Like the reason why I stopped using concealers is because concealers tend to be super watery, and I don't like that, because then what happens is it just fully grabs on to your shadows, and then your shadows won't be able to blend. You need something that is going to stick, but it's also going to allow your shadows to blend. So this is the base that I love the most. Now we will get into the look. All right, you guys, so I am going to do the eyes, but I am going to fast forward it because I don't want this video to be too long. My main focus is on how to cut the crease, so you guys will see me doing doing the look, but it's gonna be like fast forward, and then we'll come back to how to cut your crease. Alright guys, on to the good stuff. The good stuff. So I'm going to take my Plouise base, and I like to use the back of my hand as like my palette. So I'm gonna put a little bit of this base onto the back of my hand. I don't use a lot of concealer. People get carried away and they use a bunch of base, not concealer, base, and I don't like to do that. Now, another secret that I like to do when I'm going to cut my crease, because I really want my brush to be super flat, so I can get a really nice cut and define look, I'll take one of my, come on focus, I'll take a little wet wipe, or whatever these are called, the face wipes. This one is not that wet, so I use it and I'll clean, like I'll make the brush flat. I just want the brush to be super flat, so that when I go in to cut my crease, I'm just getting a really nice precise cut. Because if you guys can see, it makes the brush like super flat, see? So that's a trick that I love to do. I'm gonna go into the concealer. I mean, I keep saying concealer, it's a base. I'm gonna go into the base. So I am going to take my brush and I am going to start doing stamping motions. Like so, like this, see? And that is exactly how I cut my crease. Now, you can, I don't really like to drag my brush. I mean, I'll still do it, you'll see right now, but I kind of like to just do the stamping motion so I can get a, like, how do you call it, a guideline to what I'm doing. And then I'll go in and I'll like drag the concealer just right now. But for right now, I'm just doing these stamping motions. And it takes me a while to kind of get it like really nice and precise. But for right now, I'm just doing these stamping motions. And it's also very hard to talk, so I'm sorry if I can't talk, and I hope this is in focus, because if it's not, I'm fighting my camera. I'm fighting it. All right, hold on. I don't have a symmetrical face. It's just not symmetrical, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes this one will look bigger than this one. I don't try to match it. I don't anymore, so I don't really care. So yeah. I'm just gonna go ahead and do this. Cut it. I also have a mirror that's like 3 times magnified, so I can really see what I'm doing, because sometimes I fuck up. So that's a really nice like tip if you want to get a mirror. That way you can see everything up close. See how long this shit takes me? I take forever. I'm really not about to cut these clips either, because I want you guys to see the process of the crease. Oh my god, stop. And then I like to go into my Artist Loft Skin Tea brush, and I'm going to take whatever concealer is left on the back of my hand, which is not a lot at all. I don't pick up any more concealer because it's just too much. Because then what happens if you pick up too much? Why do I keep saying fucking concealer? My base. Oh my god, this video is a mess. I don't pick up more base, because then what happens is when you add too much base to your lid, your shadows just end up sticking really bad, and you don't want that. You know what I'm saying? You want, especially if you're doing a gradient. Like if you are just adding way too much concealer and then you're adding like different colors onto your lid, your shadows are gonna stick. So just be aware of that. You know what I'm saying? So all I'm doing here is just making everything pretty detailed and nice and cut, and nice and very cut. I can't speak when I'm doing this because I don't want to fuck it up. All right, you guys, so that is the cut. Can you guys see? I'm gonna finish the eye and then we're gonna move on to the next look. God, I just realized how much I hate putting yellow in my inner corner because it looks like I got fucking socked. Anyways, we're gonna move on to the next look, but I wanted to show you guys the finished look. All right, you guys, so I'm starting off with the second look. This one is going to be the halo eye. I already primed my eye with the Plouise base, and you are going to see me just lay down the shadows, and then I'll come back to talk to you guys about how I cut my halo eye. All right, my dearest of friends, now that I have the shadows laid down, we're gonna go ahead and start cutting the crease. I look really weird right now. Like, I have really big ears. You know what? I'm not gonna judge myself. I'm cute. Anyways, we're gonna keep it moving. So I'm gonna take my Plouise base if I could find it. Again, I'm going to use the back of my hand as my little palette. I place a little bit of the Plouise base on my hands. Can you guys hear my mom's TV? It is so loud. Ay, 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 ¿por qué? Ama! Oh my god, they're not even gonna care. They don't care. They don't care. They don't give a fuck about me. They don't give a fuck about me in my videos. Anyways. Okay, so I'm doing the same thing that I did with the half cut crease, which is I basically just cleaned off my flat brush and I made it like super, super thin. So it could be super, super flat again. And I'm taking the Plouise base. And I actually like, I didn't show you guys in the first look, but I actually like to coat the entire brush, so the front and the back. I don't know why. I just like to do that. And now, again, instead of starting off right here in the inner part of your eye, you're gonna start right in the center of your lid. So what I like to do is I like to look straight into the mirror, and I will go and stamp this right in the center of my lid. And what I like to do sometimes is I like to do like these motions that go back and forth like this, so because it'll like stamp onto your eye, if that makes sense. And so I'm just stamping this like so, and it's gonna look wonky at first, but you want to take your time with this and just make it as like because if you look at this one, you see how it looks kind of like a little oval shape in a sense. That's what you want to do with this one because it's a halo eye, you know what I'm saying? So I just like to take my time and make sure very nice and precise, and then I start to drag the concealer down and outwards as well, and I'm just making sure that I'm making this as precise as possible. I even like to hold my breath because Jesus Christ. Just like this. It's very hard to talk while trying to cut your crease. Just make sure that this is clear. Now this is the part where you can take your little liner brush, if I could find it, and just with no additional product, you're gonna go in and just make it more detailed. This is really hard to do while talking. Oh my goodness. Now be careful because I sometimes get carried away and I end up fucking up and I end up making my crease higher than really what it's supposed to be. So just be careful. Just be careful. Now, you also want to blend the sides right here so your shadow won't get stuck. Okay, so with no additional product, I'm just gonna clean this up right here, blend out the edges like so. I just want to make sure everything is nice. Okay, so I think this is as good as it's gonna get. And I actually like how it came out. It looks pretty damn precise. So I'm going to finish the eye and then I'll come back. Alright you guys, so this is the final look. Let's keep it moving. Alright you guys, before I get into the next look, I forgot one big detail about cutting your crease, which is finding your crease. Mine is right here, so it stops right here. This is my crease right here. So when you are cutting your crease, you don't want to go past that, okay? Now, for all those that do not have like a crease or have hooded eyes, just make one. Also, for my hooded eyes people, my cousin has hooded eyes, and I really want to get her on my channel so that I can show you guys how to cut your crease on hooded eyes. So hopefully that happens. I've been slacking on that video. I've been talking about that video so much, but I just been a big slacker. So yeah, remember that when you're cutting your crease, you want to make sure you find your crease, okay? Alright guys, so I'm starting off with the next look, which is going to be the butterfly shape. You guys are gonna see me lay down the shadows first, and then I'll come back to talk about how I cut the little butterfly shape. Alright guys, I'm going to start. I look a little crazy, I only have one eye done. I'm gonna start off, I think, using my Plouise base. I'm also just wetting my brush like I did with the two first looks so I could get the brush really flat. And I'm gonna pick up the small Makeupshack T, I think it was a T57 that I said, and a little bit of the Plouise base on the back of my hand. So I'm just gonna create like a small, kind of like how I cut my crease with the half cut crease. I'm gonna stamp it like right here, like so. See if I get this right, because I already filmed this like 2 times and I couldn't get it right. And then I was also like got like kind of sick and was throwing up the other day, so I couldn't like really film. So let's hope that we get this right. So I'm just stamping it like so, and then pulling upwards just a little bit. And just make sure you take your time. As always, you always want to take your time when you're doing this, no rush. And then I'm gonna switch to the Makeupshack T72. I'm also gonna pick up a little bit more of the Plouise base. What I like to do is I like to take the brush and I'll stamp it, because like I said, it's like a butterfly look. I'll stamp it going upwards like this, like so, like a little butterfly. And it looks a little messy right now, but it'll come together right now in a second, like so, like this. And then you can go ahead and continue to fix it however you want. So I've seen a lot of people do like the butterfly eye, and a lot of people will go outwards like that, like they'll make it longer, but I like it to look like it's going upwards, like a wing, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I make mine, if you guys can tell, it goes up instead of out. But you can do it however you want, honestly. So I'm just gonna get closer to my mirror. I hope you guys can see, because I really want this to be nice and clean. You guys know I like a lot of precision. So I'm just gonna make sure that it's really nice and clean. And doing stamping motions to cut this little butterfly eye. Like so. I kind of like how it's looking already. It's really small and nice. It looks cute. It looks cute. She looks so cute. And then that is when your little small detail brush will come in handy if you want to make it more precise. So I'm just going to go back and clean it up a little. Just with my detailed brush. I'm using the Artist Loft brush. I'm just cleaning it up. Cleaning these edges up so you can get a really nice precise look. If you guys can see, it has like missing eyeshadow right here. I'll go back in and I'll add the shadow. And then I'll bring the shadow inwards. Like that. So we have our little wing. Now, another little tip that you can do is go around it with the black shadow. If you want like a really nice cut and precise look, I'll do that so it can just look really nice and clean. But for the most part, I do like how it looks. Now I'm not gonna finish this look because again, like, I was feeling kind of sick and stuff, and I do want to have this video up by today. So I hope that's okay with you guys. But that is the little butterfly look, if you guys can see. It's really cute. Now this is definitely like time consuming just because of the shape of it, but if you like want to create a look like that, then I hope that this really helped you. All right, you guys, that is the end of this video. I hope that you guys learned something. If you guys want me to do like more of these, like, I guess, like, educational like makeup tutorials, please let me know in the comments down below. I love doing this. And I know it was a little lengthy, but I really do hope that you guys learned something from it. And thank you guys so much for watching. I fucking love you guys, and I'll see you guys in my next tutorial. Bye, guys.